I think the parties flip, but I think they might flip again. This could happen again where the Republican Party becomes anti-free speech and the Democratic Party becomes pro-free speech. It could happen again. For the people that don't know me, my name is Tim Dillon. I'm a comedian. I have a podcast. I have a special that just came out on Netflix called I'm Your Mother, and you should watch it because I believe it is the most important comedy special that has ever been released, and it will change the course of world history. I think the impact comedians had on the last election is overstated, and I said it right after the results came in. I don't think that you can run a terribly unpopular candidate with a platform that people took issue with and get beaten in the way that you got beaten and blame it on Theo Von. I don't think that's fair. I think that really denies any agency that the Democratic Party had in nominating a better candidate or doing a better job communicating their policy or altering their policy to be more in line with where the American people were. Again, I just don't think it's fair to say that it's the result of 1 or 2 interviews or 4 interviews on the internet. I mean, that's, I think, completely insane. And again, it just, it removes any need for that party to be introspective about where they are and where they're going. The Democratic Party, to be a competitive party, again, has to moderate some of the positions they have on social issues and get more radical economically. I think that's probably their winning position will be removing a lot of the corporate big money players from their roster and elevating people that have more of a populist economic policy, and then moderate some of the social positions, still be for freedom and people having autonomy to live the lives they want to live. But I would, the hot button issues like, biological men in women's sports is a hot button issue. The public's rendered a verdict. They don't want it. Children transitioning, they don't want it. Moderate positions on those issues and adopt more of a populist economic message. And I think they'll be very competitive again if they can do that. I believe in principles. I think politics flips. Democrats become Republicans. Republicans become Democrats. I think you just got to believe in certain things. I think the parties flip, but I think they might flip again. This could happen again where the Republican Party becomes anti-free speech and the Democratic Party becomes pro-free speech. It could happen again. I don't know. It certainly flipped during the last election cycle where the Democratic Party was the pro-war, kind of anti-speech, seemingly pro-corporate party. But if we go to war with Iran and start deporting people that wrote op-eds critical of Israel, then you'll see the Republican Party is now the pro-war, anti-free speech party. So you actually have to just believe in principles. And you have to hold the people that you've elected to account. You cannot follow the people you've elected. Otherwise, you're just in a personality cult. You're not you're not a free-thinking person. You have to say, I have a belief. The belief is that we shouldn't do this. And if we do that, whoever does it, Kamala, Trump, Bernie, whoever, you have to hold them to account and say, I don't think this is good for America.